Damien, how are you doing? I'm great, thank you. Yeah, I'm just round the corner. I'm in the sunny Cotswolds and I'm really excited to pick you up for our DEX Drive. See you in a couple of minutes. Bye. Damien.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good. How
nice
are you?
to see you. How's
Good
things?
to see you.
Very excited to have you in the car.
Awesome.
Where are we driving to?
Let's go for a drive through the Cotswolds.
I know. That sounds a very good idea to me. Like yourself, I have the opportunity to meet with CIOs and even CEOs of major large enterprise organizations. And one of the things I hear consistently is that they're passionate about this area of DEX. They really understand that an employee's experience impacts their ability to succeed in their job, for them to be productive. But it's a currency in business today, isn't it? The ability to differentiate with the technology that you provide is a key kind of differentiator for organizations. Do you see that when you're out talking to customers? Do you hear that?
Oh, 100%. ServiceNow CEO Bill McDermott, he uses a great phrase that I think really resonates. He says, trust is the ultimate human currency.
Yeah.
And being able to deliver something like a strong DEX strategy with your customers, that's how you're going to earn trust.
Yeah.
If your employees trust you to look after them every time they interact with your organization, then they're going to give you their heart and soul.
Yeah.
Richard Branson once famously said, I'll take care of my employees and they will take care of my customers.
Yeah.
So trust and having that employee experience is the foundation for success.
Yeah.
And when we talk to our customers who are using ServiceNow, at the end of the day, they're supporting their own business.
Yeah.
And they start with that employee strategy so that it's a foundation to deliver their own customer strategy.
Yeah. That's really what we're trying to achieve here, isn't it? We're trying to create that consumer grade experience. I mean, I watch my 5-year-old daughter, I'm sure you watch your 2 sons, playing on iPad, and I mean, it seems to be a pretty flawless experience that they have. And yet I watch people at work become very, very frustrated on using technology. And I mean, that's really what I think ServiceNow and One are trying to do together, isn't it? Is to create that consumer grade experience.
It is, and consumerizing the enterprise is a phrase that's been coined by many technology vendors, but it's just so true. And if we talk about like the concept of you driving from Richmond to come and meet me in the Cotswolds, how did you navigate your way here?
Google Maps.
Right? And you think about the concept of a map taking you from A to B in your car, and then think about that same concept within a technology organization. We've spoken about CMDB and a platform, but being able to map every piece of hardware and software and having the contextual awareness of how that impacts an organization, and then being able to automate remediation, resolutions, etc., by understanding that if that device goes offline or has a service disruption, what is the impact to the organization? Right. What is the impact to that end user?
Yeah.
And then you can build out these flows and automate the fixes, and you can reduce the mean time to resolve an issue. You can improve employee satisfaction. It's just tick, tick, tick for win-win.
Yes, it's about improving the employee experience, of course. But what's the end game of that? Well, okay, if I can improve the digital employee experience of a user, that has a knock-on effect in terms of what it does to a customer experience. One customer of ours recently, big car manufacturing company, was able to identify that actually they were able to produce around 50 more cars per month just by improving the digital employee experience, by removing downtime. So talk to me about that, because that's something ServiceNow, that sort of value-led ROI kind of business outcome approach is something ServiceNow has been sort of really leading the way on, hasn't it?
It has indeed, and I think that's a shift that I've seen in my time at ServiceNow is, going to market now with solving a business outcome rather than just like an IT outcome.
Yeah.
It's all very well going into an organization and saying, hey, with our technology, we can improve your help desk agent experience. Well, a CFO might say, so what? I'm paying, a lot of money for software licensing to use your product. What does that do for my organization?
Yeah.
But if you can then map that employee experience back to, we can reduce the average time to fix a help desk issue by, let's say, 10%, hypothetically. If you then map that to the hundreds of thousands of interactions that are coming into that organization, you can quickly identify a cost saving to that organization.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very compelling use case that a CFO is actually going to start caring about.
Yeah. How do you see that translated to you, that sort of need for DEX from a service desk perspective?
During the pandemic, when we saw many organizations shift to remote working, all of a sudden you had humans calling into IT organizations saying that, you know, they had a cloud or corporate VPN issue, connectivity issue. Maybe they had a problem printing. Maybe they had a problem with single sign-on. You know, there's a number of use cases that just started exploding. Then, of course, you've got all the machine-generated noise that comes in because you've got event monitoring, application monitoring that's causing alerts to hit the IT help desk. So you've got your operations teams managing all the alerts. You've got your service teams managing all of these incidents coming in, and the volume was going up by 10x, 20x. And clearly, you know, it's not sustainable. You can't just keep throwing more humans to solve this. No. That's where automation comes in and where a strong DEX strategy is absolutely critical.
One of the things I hear consistently from our customers is that an element of what they're trying to do with DEX is to prevent the problem from ever happening. So identifying it before the user even realizes they have an issue. It's one of the things that most of our customers are really focused on is saying, we want to provide a better white glove treatment to employees. We want our service desk agents to have that visibility to understand exactly what's happening, which is of course where the partnership between 1E and ServiceNow becomes so impactful, is that, you know, we're giving that real-time visibility into the device. When you talk to customers, how important is that real-time visibility?
Not just for customers, for me and you.
That's right.
How often in our past and in our working lives have we been frustrated by a blue screen of death, or the never-ending wheel, right?
Yes, the spinning wheel.
You know, the spinning wheel. And if you think about the ability that ServiceNow and 1E have together, you got an endpoint monitor, the 1E agent, right? And that's looking at all of, I mentioned about, you know, all the machine-generated alerts coming into a thing. What if that laptop or that desktop has a CPU threshold or a memory threshold, and it's reporting that, but we're not doing anything with it?
Right.
What if it recognizes that actually the next time that hits 80% utilization, there is a 50% chance it's going to crash? So let's then proactively fix it before it's even impacted the user. If we can reduce the number of times that we get that blue screen of death or that spinning wheel, that's immediately one use case where you've got a great employee experience just because you've utilized technology to proactively fix an issue before it's impacted the user.
How do you see DEX and observability working together? Because they kind of are in the same ecosystem, so to say.
Absolutely, and it goes back to, I said about the platform. You've got your data model, and then you've got your discovery, which is discovering devices on and off the platform. It could be everything in your whole IT estate. So that could be anything on your network, anything that is, you know, involved in your organization that has technology. So it could be a mobile phone, it could be a laptop, it could be a server, it could be a printer, pretty much anything with an IP address. And being able to observe the behavior of those devices, being able to observe the performance and the health of those devices and report it all back into a dashboard where, you know, an operations leader can look at it almost like a heat map, the performance and health of all of the infrastructure. And it might say, hey, you know, this device is red because it's running really slowly. But also having the context of, right, what's it actually running? You know, if I take it offline to fix it, is it going to have a knock-on impact on the business? So then we can create a change window or a maintenance window, and we can actually proactively fix it at a time when it's least likely to impact the business. So that observability gives us the holistic visibility of all of that technology infrastructure and the context of how it's serving the organization.
People would say, like, is AI going to replace jobs? And I think some of the things I always think is like, it's more about how it augments jobs. And adds value to jobs. But how do you see that? I mean, it's a lot of change happening now, isn't it?
There is, and you know, I've got my personal point of view on this, and it is my own personal point of view. I think it resonates with ServiceNow and in the industry is that I don't see AI taking people's jobs. Right? I read a great quote about AI won't take your jobs. People who use AI will take your jobs.
That's right.
But if we look at Microsoft, if I'm right, they branded their AI tool Copilot, and it is there to co-pilot human decisions. We spoke earlier about the ability to process large chunks of data, and ultimately machines and computers can process information and data faster than a human. So let's leverage that to our advantage. Let's use it as a co-pilot. Let's free up all of those mundane, repetitive, high frequency, you know, mundane bits and pieces we do in our daily lives. Let's let a machine do those things so we can free our people up to do the more meaningful, more high value work. And I truly believe that AI will do that in the same way that, you know, when the financial and banking industry first rolled out ATMs,
Yeah.
the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
There was a mass panic that bankers were going to lose their jobs. And
Yeah, that's
I
right.
don't think any banker or financial
Yeah.
services people suffered as a result of an ATM.
No.
What it's done is it's freed up those people working in the banks to deliver high value services.
If you can start to harness the power of the data, the telemetry data, the diagnostic data that you can get from a device, then you, from an enterprise perspective, you can start to really look at this from a sort of product lifecycle management perspective and start to say, okay, what is the product lifecycle management of the technology my employees are using? Yeah, how do I improve it? What are the things I'm seeing, the trends I'm seeing in the use of applications on those devices, the types of issues that are coming up? So, do you see that? Do you see this product lifecycle management perspective?
We absolutely do, and of course, you deploy a whole team of UX researchers, designers. My role in product management is engaging with customers and partners, and listening to the voice of our customers and turning that into an actionable insight that influences the direction of our own product roadmap to meet those market demands. And if you look at product lifecycle development, you've got product managers that are looking at an application, a service, a business product from initial concept right through day-to-day management to eventually maybe retiring that product because it no longer meets the demands of the business.
Right.
And I talk to leaders like Pablo Stern, who heads up our technology workflows at ServiceNow. And he talks to customers about three mantras really, about helping an organization be stronger, better, and safer.
Right.
And obviously safer is around security.
Yes.
But being stronger and better, it's about helping a CIO go to market faster with new products and services for their organization. And then the better is about providing that better experience. So if a CIO can provide digital services for their organization, and you can then provide that experience for employees and customers, as well as protecting the business by keeping it safer, that's the underlying foundation for digital transformation: stronger, better, and safer.